Let me ask you about movement practice. A lot of movement practitioners have become famous, semi-famous lately. A lot of MMA fighters have them in their stables now. We've had the pleasure of having a couple of them on the show. One of them is Ido Portal. I've been to his 2-day experience, had a couple interviews with him, knew him before and after Conor McGregor and him working with him. Took some of his classes, enjoyed it, took me into a different movement practice, took me into the ring work, took me into breakdancing of all things. You have thoughts about other practitioners. You're always very injury sensitive when it comes to people's practices. What do you see out there you like? What do you see out there that you don't like?
First of all, let's define what we mean by movement.
Okay.
You know, this is a movement, but does it mean anything? This is a movement. So a lot of this stuff is just basically just a waste of time and energy because it doesn't translate into anything. Now, if it's entertaining, fine. The best movement for humans is the movement that we did to go from a creeping infant to standing up. There's a whole hierarchy of human development. And what the brain is so efficient that due to most people's livelihoods, which is sitting, they literally forget how to move as humans. You see it all the time. You see people out there with canes, with walkers, people in wheelchairs. It's like their brain just shut off. They lose all those neural pathways. You see older people have trouble getting down on the floor and getting back up. One of the leading causes of death with people over 70 is falling. These are all things that happen because people literally just forget how to move because they don't move. So if you want to be able to move, you need to move, but how do you move? Well, why not retrace the things that enabled you to walk as an upright human being in the first place? The human brain is the largest brain of any mammal on the planet, although now people are finding that the dolphins may be just almost as intelligent as we are. Yeah.
They move well too.
They move great, man. Yeah. But at any rate, the idea is rather than just doing these weird movements for the sake of movement or because it looks cool.
But we used to be lizards, right? So maybe we should be doing lizard movements.
Well, the way the human brain developed was through the cross-crawl patterning. Human development experts talk about how all these movements have to do with the baby's ability to process language skills, and later even mathematics and all these other type of things. It's all related to this cross movement patterns. So for people that have lost the ability to move, let's say getting up and down off the floor, everything's kind of difficult, why not retrace this baby development, that human development? And it makes perfect sense. And I'll tell you, it's a hell of a workout. There was a landmark study done at, I believe it was Temple Physical Education Department, where they took NCAA athletes. And for your listeners, the NCAA is the governing body for all intercollegiate sports. We don't, in the United States, we don't have clubs like they do in Europe. All sports are run through the educational school system at both the high school and university level. So these are high-level athletes, and these were all PE majors. And they took them to the university daycare, and the professor, it was a human development class, said, hey, duplicate all the movements of these kids. And these guys were exhausted within just a few minutes. And these were young college-age guys, in their prime, playing, NCAA sports, PE majors. So it can be one heck of a good workout and basically reestablishing all these basic movement patterns.
Okay.
So you have creeping, you have rolling, front to back to front, like the baby rolls, sitting up, cross crawl pattern and different patterns. There's the little butt scoot and so forth. And then there's also standing patterns as well.
Okay.
So it kind of rewires the brain. Hell of a workout.
Okay.
And you're basically practicing being a good human. We're not trying to to mimic or mirror an animal.
But
We're not just doing some move because it looks cool.
But I mean, like, how is that any different if you're doing a lizard walk or a baby crawl? They're so similar. I mean, they both engage the brain.
Yeah, of course. They both engage the brain.
Just as healthy.
Yeah, they're both, I'm not 100%, against animal crawls, because I actually went to Beijing and studied with this old guy that completely rehabilitated himself after his doctor had given up on him. Okay. He created this 5-animal gong crawling system. He was just amazing. Old Chinese guy, about 81 years old. Okay. Guy moved like a kid. Unbelievable. And I'm pretty fit. And there was some things that he was doing that I couldn't do. It was like, wow, man, this guy is really something else. But my point is that, I like purposeful movements. Okay. And then I created a whole movement system based on this baby training for Jiu-Jitsu. It's directly combat related. All of the movement patterns directly have an application in self-defense and martial arts. Okay. And then I studied the Russian biomechanical exercises, which are really interesting. A lot of basic movement patterns that teach you how to fall, ground engagement, how to get up and down off the ground in a safe way, ways to move on the ground in case you're rolling or struggling with somebody on the ground. It can keep you in pretty good shape.